What's up, fight fans? This morning I want to talk about Izzy versus Chimaev. I want to go over some stuff I watched. I watched about five or six of Chimaev's fights last night. Took some notes. Of course, I just saw Izzy fight, so I got some stuff in my phone still from his last fight and his previous fights. I mean, he pretty much he does the same thing. Pretty much all his fights. He's got his textbook style. So I'm gonna go over some of the things I noticed about Chimaev and what he does well. First things first, nasty ground and pound, man. That against in that one UFC fight, man, just brutal. And I watched most of his Brave fights. I didn't really watch most of his UFC fights since we've all seen those. But nasty ground and pound, strong elbows from the top, man. He fights in the traditional orthodox stance in most of the clips I saw. He has a strong right hand, dude. Like his right hand is just like when he knocked out Mearshart, man. His right hand is legit. Um, that put him to sleep, man. And he has a good timing on the break, like when the other person's in between their steps and they got their guard up. He definitely will time when like they're about to take their next step, and then when they're about to move their hands or their guard or about to whatever they're about to do to try to defend it. He pretty much learns their their timing really quickly, and he'll time his punch and place it really in a precise place, right on the chin or whatever. He's just really precise. He's accurate with that right hand, man. It's dangerous. I noticed in another Brave fight of his, when he's blitzed, man, basically he does the most common sense thing to do. When somebody blitzes, you take him down. I noticed that he caught the leg on the dude. Definitely, he uses that leg. It's kind of like an L position. He uses like that leg to kind of trap his opponent under him to keep them from escaping. And they'll just proceed to just ground and pound. I saw like two fights like that in Brave where he just basically did that. And then the same thing when in the first fight when like outstruck the dude like 90-2 or whatever it was. He basically just laid on top of him and just and grounded and pounded. Just like he was just like Khabib 2.0 where he basically will have that leg lock and then he'll wrap around and have that one arm will glove control the guy and then he'll just basically beat him on the side of the head till the ref stops the fight. The next thing is this: him and Izzy, bro, they're great at mental warfare. You know, they say 95% of the battle in fighting is mental. So getting yourself prepared, what you say to the other opponent before the fight, all of that stuff is legit, man. Like if somebody can get in your head, scare you, or make you think twice about your abilities, you might be effed from the beginning, man. So I've noticed that Hazmat in his interviews with the UFC, man, he's great at mental warfare. Like him and Gerald's, what do you call that? Just I don't want to cuss too much, but their ish talking was just basically top notch, man. Like Izzy, I mean, Hazmat just got in his head, dude, and had Gerald pissed at the press conference. And I was like, man, he might be in this dude's head because I at first, I mean, I didn't know if Khamzat was a real deal, but man, once I saw that after that fight, I was like, no, there's no more second guessing this dude. Like, he's the real deal. Like his footwork, his wrestling, his now we've seen his striking. Well, I mean, now I've seen more of his striking in his previous Brave fights, but like looking at his striking, his wrestling, he's the complete package. He just needs more fights, and I think he needs a top five fighter. But back to what I was saying, they say that 95%. I've seen this in a lot of videos and just reading about it. They say 90%, 95% of all fighting is mental. So both guys are superior at getting in the other person's head. Izzy is the best ish talker in the world, probably other than maybe Hamzat. Like the way Izzy basically got in Whitaker's head. He got in Paulo's head, of course, this past weekend. He gets everybody off their game so much to where they come into the fight just probably not themselves. Like 95% of the battle, man, just probably just getting that person off their game and just confusing them, making them think they're not up to their abilities, man. So that's that point. Another thing that Hazmat does well is he'll circle his opponent, man, to get to their weaker side, so he can use his strong hand to to like for example his right hand to basically knock them out from their weak side. So whatever their weak side is, usually that's their left side, and he'll knock them out. I saw him do that in two fights on Brave and of course against Mearshart. Um, yeah, he also just like Izzy, he's good at feigning. He's good at feigning his punches. Like he'll set up a left jab to come with his power hand in the right. I saw him do that twice in a few fights. So he's really good at feigning with the jab. Um, to set up his right hand. Um, and the next thing I want to just after that's basically my breakdown on or my observation that I saw on Khamzat. Then we want to go to Izzy real quick. Of course, he's good. He is he not the best at feigning as well and faking. The hip feint that he does with his leg, man, it's just like probably one of the best in the game, man. Like I've never seen somebody fake a hip kick and then come with a jab, or he'll fake a hip feint and then come with the opposite leg with with the opposite kick to set up, or also he'll hip feint to set up his right hand like a jab. But Izzy basically is like the best at feints. His head movement, his head fakes are top notch, man. Like he's good at that. He uses his hands a lot to measure distance, glove control. Of course, I've seen that a million times with him and John Jones. I mean, that's just typical. I'll get into that later, but that's typical Adesanya and Jones, man. They basically they measure distance with the glove control. You see that a lot. People just touching hands. That's not just to some people think that's just gamesmanship. No, that they're trying to get a gauge of distance of how far they are from the other opponent, so they can set up leg kicks, jabs, things like that. Um, Another thing is he circles like same thing. He circles his opponents to their weak side so he can set up leg kicks. Takes out their base. So if you take out somebody's leg, um, they don't have any power anymore. So he's the master of ruining obliques, thighs, hamstrings. As uh, my guy, Romero. Sorry, it's early, man. I'm tired. Romero, Costa, both of them to just he ruined their legs, man. So that takes away their power. It gets them off the game. If you're in pain, just think about if you're in a fight. Somebody takes out your legs, and you can't do anything. You can't walk towards them. You have no base. You have no foundation. It's like you're in your house. You have no foundation if you can't punch, bro. So if you have no foundation, then you might as well just throw in the white towel. So that's really it on that. The next thing is he uses, like I said, he uses his range to his advantage, his reach. Who is he not the best at his timing and precision? Like Hamzat is good at his precision and timing, but I mean Izzy's probably on another level. If they were on a level of 1 to 10, I'm sure Izzy be on 10.5. He not the best at just timing his punches and precise. Him and McGregor are probably the most precise strikers I've seen in the UFC. I mean, and Masvidal's up there too, top five. Those dudes are good. So my next bullet points is like, who wins? Who wins between Izzy and Khamzat? In my opinion, well, I think it's whoever controls the octagon. In my opinion, and when I say that, like it's like who's in the ring, who's circling who to the weak side, who's getting if Khamzat is coming towards Izzy, can he control? Can he keep him in the middle? Can he keep him out? Can Izzy stay out of the back black lines? Um, Things like that. And sorry, my computer might be freezing because I keep hitting it. Sorry. The next thing is, yeah, just Izzy, he needs to use his legs and use his feints and leg kicks, quick jabs for to get in and out, and that's the way I think Izzy will win. So this uses feints, leg kicks, quick jabs to get Hamzat off his game. Um, he fights very similar to John Jones, like I was gonna say. It's like I said, I was gonna get to that later. He fights very similar to John Jones, man. John Jones for years. I've been watching John Jones since what 2009, 2008, and I've been watching UFC before that, maybe 2003, since I was in high school. I'm pretty old. I just aged myself. But anyway, um, basically John Jones is he'll keep people at bay with his kicks, his oblique kicks, T kicks. That's pretty much it, man. He just uses a lot. A lot of John Jones' game is based off his kicks. And you can tell Izzy has modeled his game off of John Jones. I've even heard that people had used to, before Izzy stopped going to other training camps, that Izzy has been used as a training partner, sparring partner to emulate John Jones because they have a similar style, like keeping people at bay with their range. So both of them have the similar type of style, at least when it comes to the kicking, using their range and to their advantage. Um, yeah. So now, how can Hamza win? I think if Hamza rushes Izzy and gets him to his weaker side and catches him with the right or gets him to the mat somehow, gets a takedown and keeps Izzy on his back on his butt, Kind of like how Gastelum got him to his butt, but he couldn't keep him there. Khamzat seems more of like a Khabib type wrestler, where if he gets him to the ground, I don't think Izzy's getting up because I think Hamzat's just more of a killer, man. He's just more of a seek, kill, destroy. Once he gets you on the ground, man, it's just I think it's over. It's night night. So and also my personal opinion, this is just me. I never bet against a wrestler coming into a fight. Like, so if I was a betting man, if I knew it was like John Jones versus Conor McGregor, whatever, this never gonna happen. But if it was those two dudes fighting, I would pick John Jones, not because he's just taller, longer, or whatever, lankier, and got more reach. It was just because Conor McGregor is purely a striker, and John Jones is majority of his fighting style is wrestling. He just happens to kick more often, but he can bring out his wrestling tools when he needs to. So I would never bet against a wrestler. Much respect to Izzy and his striking, um, but I would never bet against a wrestler. And I think Hamzat's only going to get better. So I think by the time they meet, I think his wrestling will match Izzy's striking, and I think it will cancel out the striking of Izzy. So I think he would take him to the ground and probably ground and pound and elbow away. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I definitely think that that's how it would go. All right, man. That's all I got for this, and I'll be back later with probably a Conor McGregor update. All right, see y'all later.